Did you know that 99% of Mazda owners never discover the hidden fuel cap holder built into their gas door? Or that there's a secret off-road mode setting that also includes hill assist for all four wheels? Your Mazda 3, CX-5, or CX-50 has secret functions buried deep in the owner's manual that most drivers never read. These aren't internet hacks or aftermarket tricks. Every function I'm showing you today is documented in your Mazda owner's manual, but buried in sections most people skip. Most Mazda owners have no idea these features exist because they're explained in technical language or hidden in unexpected chapters that sound boring. Today, I'm revealing 13 secret Mazda functions that less than 1% of drivers know about. Each one is documented in your owner's manual, but explained in ways that make them easy to miss. And the last function on this list could save you from being stranded when your fuel door won't open. Let's dive in. Secret function number 13. iStop function after battery service. If the lead-acid battery terminals are disconnected, the iStop function may not operate right after connecting the battery terminals. In addition, if the lead-acid battery is replaced, the iStop functions require checking and may not operate for several days. This is why your iStop system doesn't work immediately after battery replacement or disconnection. Many Mazda owners panic thinking the system is broken or that the mechanic damaged something during battery service. It's not broken. It needs time to relearn your driving patterns and battery health parameters before activating safely. The iStop system is incredibly intelligent but also cautious. It monitors battery voltage, engine temperature, ambient temperature, battery charge state, and driving conditions before determining it's safe to shut off the engine at stops. After battery service, all this learned data is erased and must be relearned. Here's what the system checks before enabling iStop after battery service. Battery voltage must be strong enough to reliably restart the engine. The battery's internal resistance must be low enough to deliver high current for starting. Engine coolant temperature must be within optimal range. The system must verify the new or reconnected battery can handle repeated start-stop cycles. It takes several drive cycles for the system to collect enough data to operate safely again. A drive cycle is typically defined as starting the engine cold, driving for at least 10 minutes with varied speeds including highway driving, then shutting off the engine and letting it cool completely. After battery service, expect iStop to remain disabled for 3 to 5 full drive cycles. During this learning period, you'll see the iStop indicator light, but the system won't actually stop the engine at traffic lights. This is completely normal behavior, not a fault. Consult an authorized Mazda dealer if iStop doesn't resume normal operation after 5 to 7 days of normal driving. But in most cases, the system restores itself automatically once it's confident the battery and electrical system are healthy. Understanding this prevents unnecessary dealer visits for a problem that's actually normal system behavior after battery service. The manual explains this, but uses technical language that makes it sound like a malfunction requiring dealer attention, causing unnecessary worry and expense for owners who don't understand the relearning process. Function number 12. CX-5, CX-9, and CX-30. Hidden rear seat heater controls in center armrest. Here's what 99% of CX-5, CX-9, and CX-30 owners with heated rear seats don't know. Your rear seat heater controls aren't on the center console or door panels. They're hidden inside the rear center armrest, facing the cargo area. Pull down the rear center armrest. Look at the back panel that faces toward the trunk. That's where Mazda installed the heated rear seat buttons on Grand Touring and higher trims from 2017 onward. Each rear seat has its own button. Press once for low heat. Press again for high heat. Press a third time to turn off. The same armrest panel also contains USB charging ports. Rear passengers control their own heat without the driver reaching back while driving. The buttons stay out of sight, maintaining Mazda's clean interior design philosophy. But the location is so unusual that even dealerships forget to mention it during delivery. This feature is exclusive to Grand Touring trim and above on 2017 newer, equipped with the optional heated rear seat package. Function 11. CX-50. Towing mode exclusive. 2.5 turbo models only. The CX-50 2.5 turbo models include towing mode in the MI drive system, but only on turbocharged variants. If you bought a CX-50 with the naturally aspirated 2.5-liter engine, towing mode isn't available even if you install a trailer hitch. Connect a trailer using Mazda's genuine hitch with proper electrical connection. Push or pull the MyDrive switch near your shifter. On 2.5 turbo models, you'll see towing mode appear as an option in your instrument cluster after the vehicle detects the trailer. Towing mode adjusts I-active AWD to send more power rearward, recalibrates G-vectoring control plus for trailer weight, and optimizes transmission shift points for hauling loads. The CX-50 2.5 turbo can tow up to 3,500 pounds when properly equipped. Here's what most buyers don't know. The non-turbo CX-50 has the same towing capacity, 3,500 pounds, but doesn't get towing mode. Mazda reserves this My Drive feature exclusively for turbocharged variants. The naturally aspirated 2.5S models use normal, sport, and off-road modes only. If you plan to tow regularly with a CX-50, the non-turbo model can tow the same weight, but handles it with less optimized systems. Function 10. Fuel cap holder on gas door. Here's what 99% of Mazda owners don't know. Your fuel cap has a built-in holder on the inner side of the fuel filler flap. Remove your gas cap and attach it to the holder while refueling. No more balancing the cap on your car, setting it on the dirty pump, or letting it dangle against your paint. To use it, turn your fuel cap counterclockwise to remove it, then attach the remove cap to the inner side of the fuel lid. Look for a small tab or hook molded into the plastic of your fuel door. The cap stays securely in place during the entire fill-up, preventing it from falling or getting dirty. The holder prevents the cap from dangling against your paint and potentially causing scratches during refueling. Secret function 9. Key fob remote engine. Start. Here's what 99% of Mazda owners with compatible models don't know. You can start your engine remotely using just your key fob without any smartphone app or subscription. Press the lock button on your key fob to lock the car. Within 3 seconds, press and hold the engine start button until the engine starts. Your Mazda's parking lights will flash to confirm the engine is running. The key fob must have a separate circular arrow button for this feature to work. To turn off the engine remotely, press the engine start button twice within 10 seconds. Alternatively, unlock your Mazda with the key fob, get in, and press the brake pedal to transition to normal operation. You already paid for it when you bought your Mazda. Benefit? You never start another drive in an uncomfortable car. Function 8. Customizable lock door unlock. Beep volume. A beep sound can be heard for confirmation when doors and liftgate are locked or unlocked using the key. The beep sound can be turned off completely, or the volume can be changed. To adjust this setting, go to your Mazda Connect system, select Settings, then Vehicle Setting. Look for Door, Window Setup, then Beep Volume. You can choose from multiple volume levels or turn the beep off entirely. Some owners find the beep annoying, especially when locking, unlocking in quiet neighborhoods early in the morning or late at night. This customization makes your Mazda feel more personalized while respecting your neighbor's peace and quiet. Function 8. Seatbelt trick for auto hold and I-stop. When you stop your Mazda with I-stop and auto hold engaged, unbuckling your seatbelt automatically releases auto hold and engages the electronic parking brake. This happens even if you haven't shifted to park, and it catches most Mazda owners completely off guard the first time it happens. The parking brake is automatically applied and auto hold is released when the driver's seatbelt is unfastened. This prevents you from accidentally driving away without proper parking brake engagement if you've exited the vehicle briefly. Most Mazda owners never realize this behavior is intentional. They think it's a glitch or malfunction when the parking brake suddenly engages. When you unbuckle your seatbelt while auto hold is active, the system interprets this as you preparing to exit the vehicle. It immediately transfers brake holding responsibility from the hydraulic auto hold system to the mechanical electronic parking brake for safety. This works on all Mazda models equipped with I-stop and auto hold systems from 2016 onwards. Understanding this shows you exactly how Mazda engineered their safety systems to work together intelligently. When you buckle your seatbelt back up and close your door, auto hold automatically re-enables itself if conditions are met. The system remembers it was active before and restores itself automatically. Most owners don't realize the system tracks its previous state and self-restores. Function 7. Recirculation mode for cleaner cabin air. Your Mazda's air recirculation system that most owners never use correctly. Ever been stuck in traffic behind a diesel truck belching black smoke? That button on your climate control panel with a car icon and a circular arrow isn't just there for decoration. It's your Mazda's built-in air quality shield. Press that recirculation button and your climate system stops pulling in polluted outside air. Instead, it recirculates the already filtered air inside your cabin. This protects you from exhaust fumes, diesel smoke, construction dust, and even those random farm smells on rural roads. But here's what most Mazda owners don't know. Using recirculation mode can boost your AC performance by up to 20% in extreme heat. Your system cools down faster because it's recooling already cold cabin air instead of trying to cool hot outside air. This feature also extends your cabin air filter life significantly. Less contaminated air entering the system means less crud your filter has to catch. That cabin air filter replacement at the Mazda dealer costs $85 to $110. Use recirculation properly and you'll get an extra 5,000 to 10,000 miles from each filter. Here's when to use it. Heavy traffic, especially behind trucks or buses. Driving through tunnels or areas with poor air quality. When you want maximum AC cooling on hot days. When passing roadkill or unpleasant odors. Here's when not to use it. In winter, when trying to defog windows. Recirculation traps moisture inside and makes fogging worse. For long highway drives in fresh air. You want some outside air circulation to prevent CO2 buildup and drowsiness. Function 6. Driver attention. Alert Mazda's driver, attention alert that warns you before you fall asleep at the wheel. This system monitors your driving behavior for signs of drowsiness or distraction. It's standard on most 2019 and newer Mazda 3, Mazda 6, CX-30, CX-5, and CX-9 model. The system tracks your steering inputs. Alert drivers make frequent small steering corrections to maintain lane position. Drowsy drivers make larger, less frequent corrections with sloppy steering pattern. If driver attention alert detects driving behavior consistent with fatigue, it displays a coffee cup icon on your dashboard with a message, "Please take a break." Some Mazda models add an audible chime. According to NHTSA data, drowsy driving causes approximately 100,000 crashes, 71,000 injuries, and 1,550 deaths annually in the US. This system is designed to interrupt that drowsiness before you crash. Here's what Mazda owners need to know. Driver attention alert works best on highways and long straight roads at speeds above 40 miles per hour. It doesn't function well in stop-and-go city traffic where you're constantly braking and turning. The system resets every time you start your Mazda, so it learns your baseline driving behavior for each trip. If you see that coffee cup warning, take it seriously. Pull over at the next safe location, get out and stretch, splash water on your face, drink caffeine, or take a 15-minute power nap. Your Mazda is trying to keep you alive. Listen to it. Function number 5. Secret off-road mode with MyDrive system. If you own a CX-5 or CX-50 with the MyDrive selector switch, you have access to a hidden off-road mode that most owners never discover. This isn't just sport mode, it's a dedicated off-road setting that changes how I-active AWD distributes torque. Locate the MyDrive switch near your gear shifter. It's a small toggle switch that most owners think only controls sport mode. Push the MyDrive switch forward or pull it towards you while watching your instrument cluster display. You'll see options cycle through: normal, sport, and off-road. When you select off-road mode, Mazda's system makes specific adjustments. The I-active AWD locks the torque coupling more aggressively, sending power to all four wheels simultaneously rather than reactively. The transmission holds lower gears longer to maintain momentum on loose surfaces. G-Vectoring Control Plus adjusts to provide better grip on mud, sand, or deep snow. Here's what Mazda doesn't advertise. Off-road mode also includes Hill Start Assist that engages the brakes and I-active AWD, together with the torque converter to prevent rollback on steep inclines. This combination works better than the standard Hill Start system. Most CX-5 and CX-50 owners think their MyDrive switch only toggles between normal and sport. They never scroll far enough through the menu to find off-road mode. Mazda's owner's manual mentions it, but only in the advanced sections that most people skip. Off-road mode works on 2019 newer CX-5 models and all CX-50 models equipped with the MyDrive system, which comes standard on preferred trim and above. One warning: don't use off-road mode on paved roads. The locked torque coupling creates additional stress on drivetrain components and reduces fuel economy. Mazda recommends returning to normal mode for everyday driving. Feature 4. Mazda CX-9 and CX-90 infrared traffic sign recognition. Advanced traffic sign recognition with night vision capability. On the highest trim CX-9 Signature and the new CX-90 Turbo S models, Mazda includes advanced camera-based systems that can read road signs in low-light conditions using infrared technology. This isn't full night vision like military-grade thermal imaging, but it's close. The system uses enhanced cameras and infrared sensors to detect road signs, lane markings, and obstacles in near darkness. The forward-facing camera behind your rearview mirror has infrared sensitivity that allows it to pick up reflective road signs and markings even when headlights alone aren't sufficient. This feeds into Mazda's traffic sign recognition system, which displays current speed limits, stop signs, yield signs, and other critical information on your heads-up display or digital gauge cluster. In practical terms, this means your CX-9 or CX-90 can read speed limit signs in conditions where you might miss them: foggy nights, heavy rain, or poorly lit rural roads. The system isn't perfect. It can misread damage signs or signs partially obscured by tree branches, but it provides an additional safety layer that warns you when you're exceeding posted limits. While Mazda's implementation isn't as advanced as true night vision, it's a glimpse of future safety technology becoming accessible in mid-price vehicles. If you drive a CX-9 Signature or CX-90 with this system, make sure traffic sign recognition is enabled in your Mazda Connect settings menu. Function number 3, customizable lock-unlock. Beep volume. A beep sound can be heard for confirmation when doors and liftgate are unlocked using the key. The beep sound can be turned off completely, or the volume can be changed. To adjust this setting, go to your Mazda Connect system. Select Settings, then Vehicle Setting. Look for Door Window Setup, then Beep Volume. You can choose from multiple volume levels or turn the beep off entirely. Some owners find the beep annoying, especially when locking, unlocking in quiet neighborhoods early in the morning or late at night. Others prefer a louder beep for better confirmation in noisy environments like parking garages. Function number 2, CX-9 Grand Touring and Signature third row USB ports. The CX-9 Grand Touring and Signature trims include USB charging ports in the third row seating area. Most 3-row SUV buyers assume third row passengers have no charging options. Mazda includes them, but only on higher trims. Climb into your CX-9's third row seating area. Look at the side trim panels near the rear windows. On Grand Touring and Signature models, you'll find dedicated USB ports for third-row passengers to charge devices during long trips. This feature isn't available on Touring, Touring Plus, or Carbon Edition trim. Interestingly, Carbon Edition loses second-row USB ports, but third-row ports are never added. Only Grand Touring and Signature include third-row charging. Most CX-9 owners with lower trims don't realize this feature exists on higher models. Third-row passengers in Touring and Touring Plus models must use second-row USB ports or bring portable battery packs. Feature number 1, hidden service menu for instrument cluster diagnostics. This is the most advanced hidden feature and could save you hundreds in diagnostic fees at the dealer. Your Mazda's instrument cluster has a hidden service menu that lets you test every single gauge, warning light, LCD segment, and system input. This menu is intended for dealer technicians to diagnose cluster problems, but there's no restriction preventing owners from accessing it. Here's how to enter the hidden service menu. Turn the ignition completely off. Make sure the engine is not running and the ignition is in the off position. Press and hold the trip reset button on your instrument cluster. This is the small button on the cluster itself, not on the steering wheel. Keep holding it down. While holding the trip reset button, turn the ignition to on without starting the engine. On push button start models, press the start button twice without touching the brake pedal. Keep holding the trip reset button for about 10 seconds after turning ignition on. The instrument cluster enters service mode and displays test mode or service mode across the screen. Release the trip reset button. The cluster now cycles through diagnostic tests automatically. All gauges sweep from minimum to maximum repeatedly. Speedometer, tachometer, fuel gauge, temperature gauge. Every gauge sweeps its full range. All warning lights and indicators illuminate one by one. Check engine light, ABS light, airbag light, tire pressure light, brake light. Every single indicator on your cluster lights up in sequence so you can verify none are burned out. LCD segments display fill patterns to test every pixel. If any LCD segment is dead, you'll see missing portions of the display. To exit service mode, turn the ignition off completely. This service menu helps you diagnose cluster problems before taking the car to a dealer. This service menu gives you the same diagnostic information for free in your driveway. If this video helped you understand what your Mazda can actually do, hit that like button and subscribe for more Mazda-specific tips that most dealers never mention. We're building a community of Mazda owners who know how to get the most out of their cars. Remember, your Mazda contains thousands of dollars worth of exclusive technology and convenience features. Using them doesn't cost extra. Ignoring them wastes your investment.